Uh, how about your practices? Are you doing those practices?
Yes.
And what is the result?
I feel a lot better.
Oh, feel that better?
Yes.
Very
I'm
good.
a lot less anxious than I was 3 weeks ago.
I like it.
I also started taking some medication for my thyroid that my doctor
Okay, thyroid, it's
gave
okay.
me.
Yeah.
So I feel a lot more level.
Lot more. Yes. Very good. Very good to know. So, knowledge. Today I'm going to talk and you have to listen to this once I send you every day. Listen and then start thinking in your mind.
Okay.
So when you start thinking in your mind, what is going to happen? That very thinking based on the principle will replace those thoughts of the past and the memories that haunts your mind. And subconsciously that causes a lot of challenges at the mental and the emotional level. And followed by the practice. Okay. You got it? Now, knowledge. You know, the sense organs are also the instruments of knowledge. Eye, ears, taste, touch. They are the instruments of knowledge, means of knowledge. So how do I recognize you? I have seen you before. And who recognizes? The mind recognizes through the eyes looking at you. Yeah?
Yes.
The mind recognized through the ears when you called me. See that? Instrument of knowledge, means of knowledge. Car is an instrument of knowledge. Who drove you here?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? So then there is a second instrument, that is our mind. Mind is also an instrument of knowledge. So that knowledge we get through thinking, thoughts, and also the feeling. Right?
Yes.
Right, okay. So what we are talking of the third instrument of knowledge. What is that third instrument of knowledge? That third instrument of knowledge is behind the mind. Do you understand?
Yes.
Any object in front of the sense organs can be known by the sense organs. But every sense organ has a limitation. My eyes can see you here when you are about 3 to 4 feet, maybe 10 feet, maybe 100 feet, 1,000 meters. Oh, little bit, I cannot recognize you. But if you are 5,000 meters away, my eyes cannot see you. Yeah? It has a limitation. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It has a limitation. Same thing with the mind. Now, I had a couple last week and he is very intelligent. He is a millionaire like Eric, but he has a problem with his wife. I said, what happened? You claim that you are intelligent? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sounds like my husband.
So I said, come on. I'm not telling you the name. He also lives in Paradise Valley in a different location. I said, what happened to you? You always meet me and you claim you are intelligent, and you are definitely intelligent. That is how you have a lot of money. You have a good business. But how come the same intelligence is not applied here in your relationship? Why don't you apply the same intelligence? Come on and apply. His wife was sitting there. And they both start laughing. Why? We have to use the third instrument of knowledge to solve that problem. The mind and the intellect cannot solve that problem. That is the issue. Right? Now coming to the principle. Mind is the cause of suffering. Mind is the reason for suffering, for pain, for anxiety, for duality, for conflict, for pain, for issues and challenges in relationship. This is what our master says. I'm not teaching anything that I know. We have 3,000 teachers who lived more than 6,000 years ago. They laid down those principles. So I'm talking from that principle. Did I give you a book?
No.
No. Okay. I'll give you a book. So he says that mind is the cause of all the problems in life. And mind is also the solution of all the problems of life.
I can see that.
You can see that? So it means there is some problem with the mind. Right? So if there is some problem with the mind, that causes all the suffering in our life. So don't hate a person, but understand the mind of a person. It may be your husband, it may be your father, it may be your brother, it may be your sister, it may be your employees. It is going to help you. I'm picking up that principle. Right? So, mind. So it means there is some problem with the mind, the way the mind thinks, the way mind understands. If you smile, say for example, if the Claudia smile and my mind has a defect, then it will have a big face. Why you are smiling? You understand? So what causes that problem? What is happening to that mind? Once we understand that, we're going to understand. So once you understand that, and you have that knowledge, and your honey gets upset, you know it is a problem with the mind. And
Stay away.
No, you tell, we are going to find the solution. Then you say, honey, do you like to have a cup of tea and coffee? First have a cup of tea and coffee, then we will talk. You don't care what he says, even if he says nasty. Even if he says anything that is nasty. So you can read about my master later, and you can read this introductory para and other stuff. You can read up to 5.9 at your home. And now we are working on, I'll give you a brief. We are working on page 11, the first verse. It is the Sanskrit, and then I have translated as it is, and then I have explained. So I'm asking you to just read this completely. I got a lot of books published. I gave this book to everyone the first time. So 11, page number 11. Other stuff you can read it. So I have spoken about mind is the cause of the problem, and mind is also the cause of the solution. Means peace, happiness, love and wisdom in life. Whether you are living with the craziest person, it doesn't matter. You can live in that state. I think you want that.
Yes.
Everyone wants that.
Yes.
So what it says, the mind is spoken as of two kinds, pure and impure. The impure mind is that which is caused by desire and projection, and the pure is that which is devoid of them. Now you just read this page, and then we will understand this verse only. It's a zip file. I'm going to open it.
Okay.
So, I realized that you're intelligent, and the moment you sent me about the meeting and then you became late, so I could see that, yes, you are an important member of the addict team. Now what the master is saying, the mind is pure and the mind is impure. Two things. So we should understand what causes the mind to become impure. First thing, any time in your life from today, when you experience being upset, anxious, agitated, stressed, lethargy, jealousy, hatred, duality, conflict, confusion, mind is impure.
So every day.
Huh?
That's every day.
That is, I think I touched the right topic. Yeah? So we have to understand why it happens. Because the mind is impure. These are the symptoms.
It's because I think too much.
No. Without thinking, Claudia, we cannot survive. As a human being, I have to think. Right? So if you say that if you think too much, stop thinking going to the restroom, stop thinking eating your food, stop thinking of sleeping. You see that? Do you understand? We are understanding.
Yes.
Thinking is important part of the human race. Do you see that?
Yes.
First is symptoms. What are the symptoms? And all those symptoms are experiences in the mind. Everything that I experience in the life is happening in the mind. You cannot say my hand is experiencing, it is the mind that is experiencing the hand. Right?
Yes.
Are you understanding that? I'm taking you to a little higher, step by step. So I'm experiencing the hand. Who is this I? My mind. My mind is coming through the eyes, looking at the hand and feeling the touch, and I am experiencing. Who is experiencing Claudia in me? My mind. Who is experiencing in you this guy? It is the mind. So mind is the source of all the experiences. Whatever happens in the mind, whatever happens in our life is experienced by the mind. When I'm upset, mind. I'm happy, mind. I introduce, here is my honey, mind. No, I don't like this, mind. I hate this, mind. I think too much, mind. I don't think anything, mind. Clear?
Yes.
So thinking is important. I'm answering. The moment you speak anything, so I will start answering that question. So that will make it clear. So first thing, make it sure that the thinking is very important. Right? What is not important? So we have two types of thinking. Wrong thinking and right thinking. Thinking is important. Clear? But the wrong thinking is based on wrong notions. Wrong thinking is based on wrong notion. And those wrong notions leads my mind to ignorance. And that ignorance causes the suffering. One example. You are in a meeting, and Eric comes late, so he is very serious because he came late, so he is very serious, and you look at his face and he looks at you, doesn't smile. And then Claudia says, oh, what happened to this? Why he's not, So I have a wrong notion about him, that he is not smiling, it means he is not happy with me. It happens to you. Many a times. I have realized it. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? That is causing the problem. So first what we are understanding, the impure mind and pure mind. So the impure mind, wrong thinking, wrong notion. So first it starts with the wrong thinking, then it creates a wrong notion, and from the wrong notion, it creates an experience inside. No, Eric has nothing to do with you. He comes and just an example. He will not do,
yes.
But I'm saying an example. But then what happens? My mind is upset. Now answer me why my mind is upset. If Eric is upset, let him be. You see that? Huh?
Yes.
No, he is upset not because of me, because it may have something more happen. That's why he looks serious and just an example, right? So why he did not say anything, his face, his impression received by my mind, and that causes my mind to be upset. Why?
Because it has happened before and you're conditioned to think that way.
I like it. That is one answer. And that also happens in your home. That happens with everyone. Yes. In relationship. It's not... yeah, we cannot hide it.
Yes.
Yeah? So we think, because it happened in the past, the other person behaved that way, that is why it is happening now. Because of the habit, because of the conditioning.
Yes.
Right? Look at this. Mind which is caused by the desire and projection. It is not because what happened in the past. It is because my mind is constantly in the mode of desire and projection. It is not happening because of other person has a big face or shows a big face. It is not happening because the other person is angry over me, including our honey. Our honey, my honey at you, my home, and your honey at your home. Are you understanding?
Yes.
We are totally moving in a different direction, and once you understand, Claudia, this, the life will become easier.
I know that a lot of the issues that I have is because I make it about me.
It is, first is what we understood, the wrong thinking, the wrong notion, and that wrong notion gives me a different experience about people, right? So then we understood that impure mind will cause me suffering. An impure mind has two elements. One is desire and other is projection. So now we are coming to what exactly is desire and what is projection. And if your mind is constantly, the moment you are a little bit upset, even very little upset, it is only because of two things, desire and projection. What is desire? What is desire?
When you want something?
But yes, go ahead. Why you want something?
Because you think that it will make you happy.
It will make you happy. So two things. When I project my happiness in others, that is desire. It is different from need. I need to go to the restroom, I need to drink water, I need to eat my food, I need to drive to you. Need. Need. You called me. You did not project happiness. You drove here. Oh, it's okay. It's a part of the life. Need. Yeah? So, you rightly said, when my mind is projecting happiness outside in others, it means what? Happiness lies outside. Happiness lies outside. That is what I think. My mind started thinking. What is that? It's a wrong thinking. It's a wrong notion. Why it is a wrong notion? So we are going slowly. These masters, this text was written almost 2,500 years ago, maybe 3,000 years ago. It has only 25, 26 verses. This is Sanskrit. And they are compressed file. I'm opening up. They are zip file. So I'm opening based on your challenges. So, wrong notion, wrong thinking, wrong experience. These are the symptoms. But why these symptom happens to me that makes me upset? Because my mind is impure. What is impure mind? Because it has a desire and a projection. And you rightly said, because I project happiness outside in others, not in myself.
Yes.
Who experiences the happiness? My mind. Where I am projecting happiness? Outside. Do you see that?
Yes.
Let us open up a little more. Mind projects happiness only in three groups. Outside. There is not the fourth one. First, people. Second, place. Third, possession and object. There is no fourth one. People at home, people at office, people outside, people in mall. Just take people. Human being. So now, you need not to tell me, the moment you are in the office with the people, your behavior and attitude is different. The moment you are with your honey, the behavior and attitude is different. Do you see that?
Yes.
It is different. From where it is different? Because of the thinking, because of the right or the wrong notion. Now, my honey, take it for granted, my honey behaves like this, so I need not to talk, it's okay. That is a wrong notion. Why? I have to correct that notion. So first is people, second is a place. Many people tell me, I get many corporate clients, they say, I'm very happy at home and I'm very stressed at office. What do you mean? Does something happens in the ground where your office is located and that gives you the stress? Does the office gives you the stress or it is the mind? The mind with the wrong notion. Again go back. Mind with the wrong notion. Mind with the wrong thinking is becoming impure. So that change of place gives you a stress and the change of place gives you peace. You understand?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that's what happens to my husband.
You enjoy. You don't start teaching him. The moment you start teaching him, he will have more stress.
I stay quiet.
Huh?
I
Stay quiet. Not only you stay quiet outside, but you should be happy inside. You see that habit. And the third is the object. No, I didn't get this smartphone. I should have bought the new one, and I don't have the resources. Or I bought the new one, it broke, and that gives me the stress. So I'm projecting happiness outside.
I do that.
You do that?
Yes.
Do you think that it is the source of all the challenges? That may be one reason. So we are exploring that.
Yes.
We are exploring. So if we go, mind is spoken of two types. One is impure, other is pure. The pure is devoid of any thought that projects happiness outside, and the impure mind always projects happiness outside in people, at home, in the office, outside, everywhere. So where it projects happiness? Only in three groups. Either the mind constantly projects its happiness with the people, with the place, with the possession or object. Are you clear? Huh? Now when it projects happiness, it relates. It relates. Eric, my boss. Honey, my husband. Another relationship, my mother, my father, my siblings, my employee, my subordinate, my boss. You are a wife to your honey? Yes?
Yes.
Can you show me where the wife is?
Where the what?
Where the wife is in you.
Where? Not a very good wife.
Huh?
I don't cook.
So cooking does not mean… Yes, now see, I'm going into the very deeper aspect, and then we'll give a break and we'll do some practice. Also, I'm thinking that it is better to do practice, and then I'll take up this issue. I'm asking you, are you a wife?
Yes.
Where is the wife in Claudia? Can you show me?
I can't.
Are you a daughter?
Yes.
Where is the daughter?
On my birth certificate. I can't show you.
Nobody can show you.
Yes.
Now, second question. You have to contemplate, you have to reflect on it. And you will see anxiety and the duality drops by itself. Is the daughter in you because of Claudia, or Claudia because of the daughter? Is the wife in Claudia is because of the Claudia, or because of the wife? Let me rephrase it. Is wife first, or Claudia is a woman first? Is daughter first, or a Claudia is a woman first?
I don't know.
Come on, you're intelligent and you're saying, I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Is the girl firstborn, or the wife, or the daughter?
Me?
Yeah. Girl first.
Yes.
Right? Huh? First the girl. Girl is natural. Nobody can deny it. Right? And the girl became daughter. The girl became wife. the girl becomes mother, right? So a person becomes father, mother, son, daughter, sibling, boss. Are they not labels? They are given labels in the society, right? Right? But if you start living as a wife 24 hours, you hide your real nature. If you start living as employee 24/7, then you are always have some problem with the addict. Even if the addict doesn't give you any problem, the mind thinks of it. I'm answering you from where the wrong notion and the wrong thinking comes that makes the mind impure. You have, the moment you are at home, you are a wife, your honey says, can you do this? Yes, I will do this. Finished. So when you are in front of your honey, you act as play your role as a wife. When you are in the office, play your role as an officer or just an employee. You are free. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but those are their expectations.
I play my role as a husband, so I'm already meeting expectations of my wife. But I'm just playing my role. I don't see that I'm the husband 24/7. Then I have a problem. If I carry that husband while talking to you, so I have a problem in the mind. Do you see that?
Yes.
That is impure mind. And that impure mind is constantly projecting happiness outside. So when he is in the office, projecting, thinking about wife. When he is at home, thinking about the office. You told me you think too much.
Yes.
Yeah? You think too much. Do you see that? So those thinking continues. Why thinking continues? Because I am attached. There is a sense of attachment with that role. You are not born as a wife, are you?
No.
How simple. You are not born as a daughter. You were a girl. Your parents told me, she is my daughter, she is my baby girl, she is good, she is... See that? Later on you recognize, so these roles I have to play my role. So when I'm with you, my focus is 100%, that I have to take you to that level of inner peace and happiness. That is my goal. The moment I finish it, I leave my role. Then I'm not a teacher, I'm not a mentor, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a guide. I'm free guy. One more thing and then we will, I think, we'll still have. So I will leave that part. So you have to go through it, you have to listen to it. And pick up the bullets, make the bullet points. I want to know that you have heard it and then mentally you contemplate. Well, what this guy told me that before the moment the honey comes in front of me, let me play my role as a wife. So when I play my role as a wife, what you expect from the Hollywood actor when they play their role? They should perform very well.
Yes.
They should meet the expectations of people. But as a play. Play means you perform your role very well. In the office, I'm an employee, let me perform my role.
So when do I stop being the wife? Because it's work and it's home.
No, see that. Wife, employee, daughter, mother, they are the different roles. Claudia is one, with the kids playing the role of a mother, with a guy who is labeled as honey playing a role of a wife, going to the office. The Claudia is the same. Is it good? Claudia is the same.
Yes.
So I switch over my roles. We switch over our roles. If you remain as a wife in the office, more problem. Do you see that?
Yes.
If you remain as a daughter, even before you're honey, there will be a problem. Right?
Yes.
Why that happens? Because I'm attached to these roles. And that is why a lot of thinking happens. Are you getting it?
But I always have a role.
What did you say? Think of it. Think of it. But I always have a role. And I play my role. Two things. Right? I always have a role and play my role. Now I'm comparing it. Let us continue. You continue with those two practices. One example, Hollywood actor. You see the movie. Oh, he's killing. Now he got a bullet and he died. I heard one director told the actor, you don't know how to die? Now, in the film, he died. Does he really die?
No.
What he did? And he acted like, as if he has died. Oh, wonderful. And it crosses 100 million. The movie makes 100 million. So when you play your role, you are not attached. When you perform your role, there is no attachment which causes the impurity of the mind. Do you understand that?
No.
No?
No.
No. When you talked in a very happy mood to your honey, you played your role. When you felt internally upset, when your honey told you something, you did not play your role very well. Tell me, 2 incidents. Now you understand. With your personal experience, what was the last time when your experience of being upset with the honey, you did not play your role?
When I didn't play my role.
Huh? Are you understanding? Now you are understanding?
Yes. So I always have to be happy.
No. That's the first thing. I have to understand that my true nature is different from these roles. That is what from there we are going to. Okay. So my true nature, it is not that forcibly I should be happy and teaching you, internally I'm burning and outside I'm happy. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, my true nature is always in peace and happiness, love and the wisdom. My true nature. As a Claudia, as a human being, Claudia, deeper inside, your true nature is always in peace and happiness outside. Right? Now when that true nature takes a role of a wife or a husband or a son and a daughter and the employee, it gets attached to it and it starts projecting happiness. So it is searching happiness outside when the happiness is inside. That is what I am saying. So what should we have been doing and what we are going to do? We have to find our true nature. So once I find my true nature, I live into that true nature. That's all. So when I live into the true nature, I'm already in peace and happiness. What the hell, Claudia, you are doing here? Honey says, no, I'm not doing anything. So what do you expect from me? I'm ready to do. So you are not upset. Why? Your true nature has taken a role of a wife.
Okay, I understand now.
Now you got to getting it?
Yes.
I'll try to make you understand not only theoretically, but practically. Like example of a Hollywood actor. They die in a film, but do they really die?
No.
They die. Do you see that?
Yes.
They never die. They perform wonderful role. It does not mean that I'm making fun of others. Pay attention to this. Another part. We are performing our role well. Why? That prevents projecting happiness outside. That stops making the mind impure. Projection stops, the impurity stops. So what happens? I have performed my role very well. What impressions I have to carry forward and continue to thinking about Claudia while driving home? Nothing. I played my role in a very positive way. In a very positive way. Do you see that?
Yes.
That what I say, that you play your role well. So every time, now you are going to sleep, you are neither wife, you are not a daughter, you are not a sibling, you are not an employee. You are with yourself. Isn't it?
Yes.
You cannot say wife is sleeping. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see? You cannot say when you are eating honey, you are eating. Only you. You cannot say wife is eating or husband is eating or employee is eating. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see that? Do you have a glimpse of it?
Yes, I understand now.
Do you understand? First understand it. And after that, once you have a conviction, we will do the practice, we will awaken to that true nature. So anytime you are now will be going to know, hey, look at honey, you have no problem performing, hey honey, how are you? And if he gets, if he expresses the way which is not common, that should not make you upset. Why? You are playing your role. Why? Because behind that role, your true nature is there. That is always in peace. Why I get upset? Honey, you always make me crazy. I'm projecting happiness. See that? Do you see that?
Yes.
Nobody can make anyone crazy. No one can make anyone happy. I'm responsible for it. Do you understand that? Do you understand? One of my masters used to say, I'm corroborating that fact. I know that you are not able to sit, so we are going to bring an end to this topic slowly. He used to say, come on, 1,000 people are sitting, and he used to say to everyone, now you say me that this is crazy. So he is saying to all the 1,000 people to tell him that this guy is the teacher, the mentor, the guide is crazy. So the moment everyone spoke, and he said, okay, did you say crazy? And I held into my hand. Nobody understands. Pay attention. That is the last point. I have incorporated a lot of principles. Then he explained Can the word crazy hit me so that I feel upset? Can any word hit you?
No.
Word cannot hit you. So what hits you?
Your interpretation of the word.
Your interpretation, and that interpretation is the impure. Are you clear?
Yes.
So anyone says, people say to me, you are very good. I said, thank you very much, but internally I am aware. Not to be attached. Sometimes people say, no, I don't understand you, so, There's a couple who left me and they called me last week. They did almost a couple of sessions, but their head was so hot, it means the ego barrier. Sometimes you have a lot of money and then that creates a lot of things. And it had been 6 months. After 6 months, they called me again. They say, no, I don't understand that, no, it's okay. But anyhow, it's okay. You are a good person. I said, okay. Now they called me. No, what you told me, that makes a sense. Can you repeat it again? Can you make me understand? Can I do the practice again? I said, now, if your expectations are very much higher and your mind is not ready to grasp the principles, you will again be frustrated. So please, before hiring me, be very clear. Are you ready? And whatever the principle says, would you follow? So the couple promised me that they have a problem with the relationship. So if you follow, if you discipline and educate your mind, I'm ready. Otherwise, don't waste your time. I'm not interested. So now they have hired me. It's okay. I will also earn a little bit. So you see that you rightly said, that is what I say, you are wise, In third session I have really understood. I was thinking about it, contemplating. So the interpretation that my mind gives me, if it moves in the direction of projection, projecting happiness outside, it causes all the problems. It makes my mind totally upset, and then I claim that I'm thinking, I think a lot.
But isn't the projection of happiness onto an object also desire for that object?
That's
what is the difference?
Beautiful question, and that will understand, but I'm just answering you in a simple way. One simple way. I am projecting happiness in the chicken. Example. First day, 100% pleasure I get. Second day, 90%. Third day, 80%. And if Claudia gives me chicken every day for 30 days, what will happen to me?
You get bored of the chicken.
I get back. So happiness is in the chicken or in me? Boredom means no happiness, right?
Yes.
Happiness goes on decreasing. If I repeat doing the same thing or acquiring the same thing or eating the same thing, that makes me bored. Bore means the quantity of that happiness goes on decreasing. And at last, I'm so much fed up with the chicken. Oh, that's all. And then I avoid Claudia. She offers me chicken. No, I will not. I don't. Do you see that? I'm answering your question. So projecting happiness is one thing. And understanding where the happiness lies. Pick up the second point. Where the happiness lies. You eat chicken because it goes into your mouth. So does it give happiness to the plate where the chicken lies? Or happiness is your experience in the mind? Do you understand that what I'm saying?
Yes.
Huh? I've invoked a lot of principles today. happiness is my nature. Last thing that I'm talking. I'm attached to chicken, right? For example, let's go to that restaurant and eat chicken. So that has agitated my mind, and agitation continues until I reach to the restaurant. So when I reach to the restaurant, now the mind says, okay, let me have it, and you order it. Now the agitation has gone down. Now when you eat it, you feel that all the agitation has gone. And that is a pleasure. That is not a continued state of happiness. The pleasure while eating, pleasure while ordering, pleasure reaching to a restaurant, 10% pleasure, 50% pleasure ordering it, now I will possess it. And the moment you possess it and you eat, 100% pleasure. How long the pleasure remains? As long as you eat it. Now you are driving. Do you still have the same pleasure of eating the chicken?
No, that happens to me.
Huh? So the pleasure is gone?
Yes.
Huh? So when again my mind is agitated to have a chicken more, so I repeat. So I'm repeating the pleasure. So pleasure is one state of the happiness that is short-lived. Clear?
Yes.
Huh? So my mind wants to repeat it. When it repeats, the pleasure goes on decreasing. If I repeat for a couple of weeks and days, and then I get frustrated, then I go to the second restaurant, and this is the way I live. In America, we both may have little, we are dedicated, committed. So we are seeking pleasure. I'm single, I'm unhappy. I get married.
You're still unhappy.
Unhappy. I divorce, I'm still unhappy. Now see the other part, last part. I marry for happiness, I divorce for happiness. That is what this couple I am counseling. I marry for happiness, isn't it? No one marry to be unhappy. So I marry for unhappiness, and then the time comes, first soulmate, then sourmate. then Mr. Jha, if I divorce, I'll be happy. I said, when you married, you were happy. Did you marry to be unhappy? No. I said, why don't you take stock of your mind? The mind is the problem.
Yes.
Mind is the problem. Right?
Yes.
For every situation. So you have to study this, you have to understand this. I'm going to send it, you have to listen to it.